take form in a midnight glow. Fingers trace where ideas flow. A realm beyond where thoughts reside. A spark of genius won't be denied. We're building worlds from whispers in air, layer by layer with a soulful flair. Spinning dreams on a printed line, shaping the world one curve at a time. We build your passion in a digital spin. From deep within, let the magic begin. Every edge and every fine trace, a masterpiece springs into space. Foundation in the digital spin. From deep within, let the magic. Every edge and every fine trace, a masterpiece springs into space. We're building worlds from whispers in air, layer by layer with a soulful flair. Spinning dreams on a printed line, shaping the world one curve at a time. Watch it rise, defying the rules, fusing the future with visionary tools. Ethereal hands mold beauty untold, from thought to reality, a sight to behold. Clouds of creation, they softly dance on shifting grounds, they take their chance. A waltz of wonder, a rhythm unique, a vibrant form where silence speaks. Sculpting shadows with my mind so bright. Dreams are forged through the laser's light. Building bridges where no roads have been. Drafting futures in a world unseen. Layer by layer, the story unfolds. Whispering echoes of bygone moans. Planting visions from the dust of time. A tale in shapes both bold and fine.
Welcome in. I'm going to add Maker here in as well. Figure out how to. Okay, how do I? In? Except now I have no audio. Let's see. At least I don't hear him. Now let's see if I can hear you. No. What do you hear, Sandy? Do you hear both of us, or
Just you.
you don't hear Heathen at all?
It's not talking right now.
Well, did you hear him a second ago?
Sorry.
Okay. You can hear me, but you can't hear Maker or Heathen.
Kind of hurt her head.
Okay. But you can, is that you can hear
Yes,
me?
I can.
Okay. That's what I need to know, babe. Okay, we have audio for me, but not make or the free heathen. I'm not sure why. Trying to fix it. Also need to get this chat fixed. Welcome in. I'm trying Restream. And it didn't me. Welcome in, Tech Cheaper. We're trying some new software, or I am. I got to get the audio set up right. Did you hear the Chucky laughter?
Yes.
Okay. Where is it? I got to get that on here. I should be able to hear that. Can you redeem something, Sandy?
Can I?
Yeah.
No, instead of follow you?
You are watching a master at work.
Okay. Yes, I did hear. Thank you for redeeming. I can hear everything except for your voice. And I can't. No, I don't know if anybody else can see or hear the free heathen. So yeah, you're on. Somehow you're muted, and it doesn't seem to be on my end. That's the problem. I've got you cranked or your audio turned on. But while we show this,
How about now?
this is basically my shop.
Could be a mechanical problem
Now
on
I
my
can.
side.
This is our garage where the machine shop's going to be. Yeah, pro streaming
It's
here.
because I pushed the
This
wrong
is a new
button.
program for both.
Yeah, I've tried to use this exact program before. It's a problem. I just had the wrong button because I was on. There's multiple sources on my side, so I was getting audio from one of the cameras. Not even this camera. It was one of the ones over there. I do love that there's an oven. The
Powder
oven
coating.
makes me happy, dude. I'm not judging. I just think it's great.
Yeah, I am allowed to use that oven. So I guess I'm allowed to have an oven, just not the one in the kitchen. Yeah, what? Yes, my personal oven. I'm not sure I would eat food off of it, but to each their own. But we did do
If
a
it's got
cooking
working,
stream
if it's got a
where I made
top,
some
right?
chemical experiments. Yeah, it does actually have a top, and it again the oven. I'm not sure I'd eat out of.
Mm,
Uh,
agreed.
we should also be streaming on YouTube if anybody doesn't want to watch ads. I think we are in ads. Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
we got double ads when I came in.
I'm gonna, yeah, I tried to get some of the ads out of the way, but it doesn't
Listen,
seem to work very well,
Twitch
does it?
Turbo or subscribe to the channel. I don't do either, so I'm not so great.
Let me put this on for those that also. Sorry, excuse me.
So you're telling me your garage is a disaster? It looks fine to me.
Depends on how you look at it. I mean, I think of it as a disaster. This is only a corner of it too. I mean, this is a small portion of the garage.
Looks fine to me.
This is where the metal shop's going to be. There used to be a car lift where I'm sitting, the four-post car lift. I just, but this, where that wall right there is, where the toolboxes are, on the other side of that is where the CNC router currently is. There's a little room with the sliding door that separates off.
Sure.
We're essentially 2 stories here. That's why I like all the signs up there. on the above where the door is.
So what you're saying
we
is
had
we
a
got to build
lift
a
that we
balcony.
took all the way up. It's got a balcony on the or right there, but
Yeah.
I I kind of like it 2 stories for some projects that I'd like to do out here,
Well, if you're like
especially
restoring
when
a
you add the
press or
gantry
something,
crane.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
If you're going to restore a
or
press or something or a power hammer or something, it's nice to have that extra clearance.
yeah, and we have a gantry crane. Let me see if I can turn the camera.
Pro stream, yep. That should be over now.
Yeah, we have a gantry crane right behind me there, as well as a hydraulic lift table that rolls around. I just pushed that in that corner.
Mhm.
Where the stairwell is, there's going to be a mill at some point.
Looks good to
So
me.
that the lathe I'm hoping to put on the other wall, the surface grinder in the corner, and the drill press right at the door where the oven is. And the oven will move over, I think, to the a little bit to the side. That way we can try to keep everything up. But I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with all my toolboxes because I'd like to leave all this open. This is about what
Yeah.
I was in the size of a 1-car garage, not 2-car really, widthwise.
Well, what you should do,
So
if you ask my opinion, is once all the machines are set up, take that rolling cabinet that's on the right and put all the tools relative to the machines there, and each machine gets a drawer. That's what I would do.
I'd like to get a couple small cabinets at some point, but I'm probably going to take this one rolling thing and make it adjustable for what I'm working on for the most part and roll over to that machine
Mhm.
using not Gridfinity anymore, but Botfinity. Essentially what I'm going to do. So I could have the smaller base on it, but
Yep.
tools that I need for that project to go in that little cart,
Yeah, I think
I'll
it's a good
roll it
idea.
over the tool. Uh, but most only the cabinet has anything really machining wise in it. Uh, that's primarily pullers. It's got things like 1, 2, 3 blocks, tie downs, that in there as well as some wrenches, screwdrivers, punches.
Yeah, you're just gonna have
Uh,
to sort it. Sort it to
the
relative machine.
yeah,
It's not a big deal.
but I for the most part, I think if I keep that cabinet over by the mill or the lathe, more likely than the
Mhm.
mill, and just roll stuff over. I've thought about butting those 2 Husky cabinets, which I guess you can't see anymore because I moved the camera, uh, back to back.
Make them a workbench.
Let's see if yes, because I have
Yeah.
2 of these 2 the 2 Husky that are exactly the same. So I thought about putting those back to back and making a workbench out of them out in the center of
Sure.
the floor. But because I can always roll that out of the way or somewhat roll it out of the way, depending on how much weight's in it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this one's working. I guess it does seem to be streaming to both YouTube and Twitch accurately.
Take a look on
I just
YouTube.
brought up YouTube. For those that don't want ads and do want to watch, that is an option today. Is we're trying to build our YouTube channel back up from where it was. At least trying to drop the hemorrhaging. You can see a few of the stuff we're going to restore here, like there's a paint shaker back there uh, next to the oven. Let's see, and I don't think there's anything else that you can pick out, huh? Oh, well, the fan,
Sure.
the vintage fan back there. Uh, most of the stuff is where I can't actually get to it, I guess, today,
Yeah.
because again, we're working in the shop, we're, you know, getting things moved. But I thought I would, because I told somebody I'd try going Friday on, or going live today on Friday. I thought I would try to see about streaming out here, showing the mess That way people can see the progress.
I don't think it's bad.
Or lack thereof.
I don't
however
think
you
it's
wanna look
bad.
at it.
I don't. I think
Um,
it's a day's worth of maybe 4 hours worth of sorting, but you have to figure out your layout. But other than that, like those rolling cabinets, I think it's a good idea. Bolt them together so they move together as one big thing, and use that as your cutting table or whatever you're doing. I think it looks great, dude.
and this is what I'm actually using right now as a workbench for my computer here is a Genie lift. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. Heating and air Genie lift, which is quite nice with the double or with the height we have this building because we have pallet
Yep.
racking. And this allows me to essentially pick things up and stick it on the pallet
Yep.
racking. So kind of like a mini fork truck.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
So that's how this is turning out. I probably have 20 feet behind the camera. Well, no, actually, no. There's 40 feet that way, isn't it? Directly
Sure.
behind the camera in the garage. There's this garage, including the paint rooms. What 60 by 65? Something about that space. So we should have room for our woodworking equipment out here as well. I mean, base.
So now we got to bug you to
That
build a project.
as soon as we're supposed to be switching over to this as soon as we get some of the scrap out.
Sure.
Because I had this building in 120. Actually, I don't know how big back one is, but
Like, no.
But you know what I'm going to say about the scrap, right?
yeah, don't get rid of it. Keep it for material. To a point, yes, I've got to get to where I can function.
Yes.
We're only going to haul until I can
But
actually get
remember,
back to where I work.
steel is cheap to recycle, not cheap to buy. So it's like anything that you can keep and cut up and reuse, that's what I would do.
And that is ideally what you want to do, but
Yeah.
again, I got to get it under control
Yeah. But
because we had a graveyard.
so
And
so
yeah,
what is something? Do you have like a dead lawnmower or something? Because really, we got to start working on, the project I think that you should do. Because you do small engine repair, because you do tool repair, I think you need to take a lawnmower and I think you need to take it apart, clean it up, make it into a racing lawnmower. I think that's the because remember, there's those all those challenges, the soapbox derbies, there's racing lawnmowers, there's all kinds of things that you can do with whatever scrap and other things you want. Remember to follow, like, and share here on YouTube and on Twitch.
I think what I'm actually going to be is the first ones are going to be tools because I need to get or my shop up and running the way I want it.
Sure.
So you're probably going to see us. I used to say it was going to be that paint shaker. Not so sure anymore. It is. I do think it's beautiful and will be once it's done because it's a 1940s model. Yeah, she doesn't like the smell of the grease. Gearbox grease has not got the best smell in the world.
It's true, but you can switch it out, right? There's lots of greases available.
Well, I think it also that possibly was the original grease from 1940s.
Which means it's gone rancid, which is probably why it smells so bad. Because lithium grease typically doesn't smell too bad. It smells like lithium grease, but which is like a chemical smell, but it's not that big a deal.
This is a gearbox grease, not really a lithium. That it primarily was an oil base
Yeah, but
for that
everyone's moved away
particular
from that
machine. It's an oil
nowadays, right?
bath.
Oh, it's a bath. Yeah, then
Yeah,
it's probably gone rancid. If it smells off, because oil doesn't really smell off, it's probably gone rancid.
I'm sure it was probably the original oil that they had from
On the
1940s.
plus
I
side,
mean, who actually changes the oil in a paint shaker?
what you could do is save that oil for hardening steel. So whenever you get your forge going or whatever, you could use that leftover oil because it'll be high in carbon content. Because you're gonna burn off some of your carbon, right, when you're forging. It just
I
happens.
wouldn't have figured that. Um,
Yeah.
um,
No.
but I've got 250 gallon of oil behind me that have used oil. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. And technically that
Yeah.
got dumped into the thing as well, but uh Yeah, we got that was originally going
And
to be. I
remember,
think I'm going to try to drag out some of the others. Yeah, sorry.
no, don't be sorry.
Guess
It's
we
your
have more of a
shot.
delay on this one.
I just love hearing it. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag.
First time I used Stream for a guest stream. I think it's got a little more lag than what the other one has, but I
YouTube also has a
I'd
little bit of
like to
lag, I've
drag out
noticed, so don't worry.
one of the special ones. Huh. Oh, are you listening on YouTube?
I'm watching both.
Uh, I'm going to. I don't have enough bandwidth to leave it
Yeah.
up. Which one's?
No, I'm just checking. I'm checking both. That's all.
Uh, Technically, my favorite is probably the drill press you bought me, so that would be my ideal. But I also agree that that's a massive machine. I'm not totally sure I'm going to be comfortable restoring that until I get a lot of space opened up. So that's going to be a
Basically,
couple months off.
what I would do is where that tool, if this is the angle you like, and I think this is a good angle, you should plan to have whatever machines you intend to use the most on that wall where those toolboxes are.
Yeah.
So on your
I
left,
think my
not your right.
prize is
Yeah, on
easy.
the left side where all
Yeah.
those toolboxes are, that's because that's where you're going to work. And then leave the floor open like you have where the press or where the lift used to be, and that'll be your central operation space.
Yeah, that's primarily the goal, except I think I'm going to have to put the mill here for power reasons, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Until I
Yeah.
get a mill, because the one I have right now is a tabletop grizzly, but still, uh,
Yeah.
it's serviceable. Not the best, but
Yeah.
serviceable. Until I can find something better, uh,
Who am I to
then
judge?
we're
All
going to
my
move.
machines are currently
Yeah,
down, so.
yeah. Most of my stuff works, but it does need some tender loving care because most of it hasn't been painted in the last. Actually, no, most of it hasn't been painted. Yeah. So
But again, all of that is excellent content for here on YouTube. Trust you, me, that's what people like seeing.
so that's that basically is it. And I also have to bring over a few other things. Like I probably bring my parts washer over because there's a lot of cleanup when you're looking at old
Yep.
sandblaster. Maybe if I'm using it, I that may be a mobile setup because I'm going to run out of space back here.
Yep.
And also, I don't know that I like sandblasting right next to a mill.
I
Call me
wouldn't.
old fashioned.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Not so
Um,
much. Not so much good for the mill.
I may not even bring the surface grinder over here for the same reason. It does tend to make a lot of debris and small debris
Is it
dust.
is it a
So I'll
wet
move
bath?
that over by grinders. No, although it does have a pump, so I guess it could be theoretically.
Because typically
I'm
surface grinders are
not sure
run
if
in
it's
a
got a
wet
drain
bath.
setup or not.
Typically, because
I'd have
that
to look to see if it's
way,
got a drain on it.
yeah. But again, that's a simple modification.
Uh, Yeah. Well, as long as it's got a drain in the tray to where you can actually control the water, you can make it a wet bath anyway,
Yep.
or a mister essentially.
Well, yeah, that's
But
you want
the drill
fluid
press
driving on
technically
the
has got a
wheel,
wet
right?
bath.
There you go. You can cut manganese.
I'm probably going to convert it to a belt at some point because you can get it. I think you can get better performance out of a surface grinder that's set up with a belt setup than a stone. But
The ones I've done for high precision work, it's always on a wheel. Always on a wheel. So, and we were cutting D2.
yeah, but technically, you could actually get better performance out of a belt than a wheel.
Yeah.
You can get more precision out of it because you got a 72-inch wheel essentially on it. On well, my setup, I probably on the surface grinder I might only be able to get like a 42-inch belt on it, but You could get that belt's not going to change thickness as it goes over the part as you grind, like a stone will.
Well, the
It's
stone
gonna,
shouldn't be losing a lot of material on the run. And not only that, but then you can like with the nice things about stone is that there's very little engagement with the stone. It's just a fine little bit. So you just if it's a little out of shape or a little whatever, you just put the diamond on it and then cut it, right? Typically.
yeah, but a belt you can actually get just as high a precision. You can change the grid on it. You can, there's a
The
lot of
only
things you can
problem
do
with
with
the belt
super belts.
is they deflect. So it's like when you're cutting with it, depending on your cut pass, there is a with belts there's deflection, but whatever works for you, right?
Not if you're actually using the wheel as a contact point.
I don't think I've ever seen that
So
before.
you can get a rubber wheel that you can actually run as a contact point with a belt.
I don't think I've
In
ever
fact,
seen that before. That'd be cool.
my grinder, or my current belt grinder has that. It's got the wheel is a contact, so you're not getting a deflection on that.
Yeah.
It's a solid.
That's how they do knives. Knives is
Yeah.
a three-wheel pulley system, and then depending on the backing wheel on the mating face, depends on how deep a cut you can get. Because there's ones that are slotted and whatever allow a deeper pass, but whatever works, right? Surface grinders, like I told you before, surface grinders are such a precision machine, and they're so rare. There's like we used to use them for cutting knives all the time, and I'm not talking like a kitchen knife. I'm talking machine knives. So both in the plastics industry and in the logging industry.
I've never done as far as knives. Obviously, we've done with grinding, but essentially a lawnmower blade even is nothing but a knife
Yep,
spinning
that's all it is.
fast.
No, that's all it is.
But I've done some logging teeth on the grinder. Uh, and that's partly why I got the belt is I can actually control and change everything over, get a better finish
Sure.
out of some of the stuff with diamond belts than I can
Oh yeah.
stone.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so that's uh, that's what I've had such good luck with my belt grinder. I think I'm going to try to convert my Bridgeport surface grinder over to a belt drive with a contact wheel on it. But that's a not a today project anyway. It may
Yeah.
start out with a stone. The other thing is belts are safer than stone
Yes.
because if you ever chip a stone or crack it, it can be dangerous. So
Yes.
that that's one of the reasons I probably would prefer to get rid of the stone on the surface grinder. Uh, and belts are cheaper after contact
Yeah.
wheel. So
And
uh,
belts can't
I'm sure that's
crack.
going to be thousands. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. They just can't.
safer for idiots to run, to be perfectly honest. And although you don't ever want an idiot in your shop, as we invite other people in, at some point that's going to happen. And somebody, all it takes is some kid to run over there and ring that side of that stone. And it's technically dangerous for everybody after that to do
Yeah.
it.
It's
All I
just
have
gotta
to do is
come
take
off.
a wrench over there and pop the side.
Yep.
And at some point, imagine this, somebody actually disliking me, walking over there and ringing that surface grinder. Those stones are a couple $100 a piece.
Yep.
So that's one of the other
Well,
reasons for possibly
what
getting belts.
one of the things that can happen with those stones is if you tighten them too tight, you'll actually crack the stone internally, and then you got to do a ring test on it. Every stone you put on, you got to do a ring test. But if they tighten that too hard, you can crack the inside, and it'll go thud, and it's stone's garbage just by tightening
I've
it too
never,
tight.
luckily, I've not had that happen, but I can see it happening. I just not run
Yeah,
into that myself.
it happens.
Most of the time I've seen it, somebody rang the side real hard.
Yeah,
Um,
you
because there's a
just
difference
need to.
between a ring test and a pull and hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But and again, that I know you like the surface grinder, but that's going to be a little bit later.
Oh, just surface
Project.
grinders are money. They make money. That's like one of the coolest things about them because they're so precision, because what they can do. And I've seen them on knives for a plastic factory. I've seen them in sawmills. I've seen them in reman plants for shaking shingle. When you can precision grind something,
They once you find the clientele for it. So I mean, I don't have any clients that I know of that would pay me to do surface grinding, but at that point, that I can always put that ahead on the project list. But
yep,
um, primarily, I'd like to get the rest of it running and then go back to the surface grinder. Uh, Plus, that would allow me to some tooling to build the. These, I would like to. I'm not. Don't want anything converted to where I can't go back. Everything I convert, like if I put a belt on it, I want to be able to go back to the stone. So I'd like to make one of my lathes CNC. Now, if I've got the rest of the parts, I want to make it where I could take it back. I don't want to destroy anything,
agreed,
especially these antique and vintage machines.
agreed.
The surface grinder, it's Bridgeport. I've never seen another Bridgeport surface grinder in my life. Didn't even know they made them.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
ours was Chicago something. They're an old
which
machine that you don't see
are
very much anymore, and their application is finite, but there's nothing like them. Like if you want to grind a head for an engine block, you put it on a surface grinder. There's the application of a surface grinder is a unique thing, but very necessary.
the surface grinder I have, I wouldn't a small engine head, yes, but
Yeah,
a full on engine head, I don't think you could actually do it on mine.
depends on the
Uh,
volume, but still, my point stands is like if you need something flat, that's what precision surface grinders are for. Remember, you're only taking. I think the deepest cut we ever used to take was like 12 thou. It's not much.
and you wouldn't want to use this or the full on level of surface grinder you're just that I'm talking about and what you've used in the shop for a head. It would actually mess up the gaskets.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Uh,
That's it's all about that. It's basically you're just trying to kiss that surface because it may have warping irregularities with it. You're only taking like 2 thou off. It's not. It's just so that gasket can fit super smooth. But even then, like
if you actually
it
get it smooth enough on a gasket, because I've seen it, the gasket will fail. If you actually get precision enough, you can actually get a gasket.
but that's yeah, like that's
It'll
again, I
wrinkle.
just think it's one of the tools that you have that I recognize and that I know enough about. Like with a do you were saying you have a radial arm drill? That's another that's a big boy tool. That's doing big flanges, big boring, stuff like that. That's a big tool. And they're super dangerous.
No, well, you could actually classify the one possibly as a radial arm the way it's set up, but it's a small setup for that. I don't have
Yeah.
what you're thinking of. I have used what you're thinking of, and I've actually owned it at times. But yeah, you're talking about the one where you can swing the thing out 20 inches from the base and drill. Yeah, no, I've had one, but
Big
no, I don't
radial
have.
arms. Like the stuff
Yeah,
like remember the stuff I've seen is big. So
yeah, this is not your homeowner's drill press
yeah.
that I'm running. Although she thought it was when she looked at when Sandy bought it. Uh,
It's a homeowner's
she
now.
thought it was one. Uh,
It is now.
yeah, it is now, but it's not a Delta that you would have bought at a hardware store.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's three
Um,
phase, it's probably not what most people use.
yeah, it's this came out of the LST factory. This was building landing craft for war. It's
Yeah.
not. It may have ended up building revolving doors, but even then, large revolving doors for the most part. Uh,
Yep.
it started its life building landing craft for World War II.
Yep.
So it's not your normal wood shop drill press. So it's going to be a fun restoration project. Again, my problem's always been time. We're trying to open up. Unfortunately, my father got in the way for a while. We're trying to work our way back into it. So this
Takes
is,
time.
I feel progress because again, there used to be entirely different shop here. So
I think it's amazing.
uh,
For months and months, you've told us, I'm going to open up the shop. I'm going to show you guys what it's like. Tonight is the entry. I feel so honored and lucky to be here. That's amazing for you to open the shop, start showing people what's what. Let's
I've
get
been
some
in
emotes in
here
chat
where
for
you can
Bob.
see
Come
the
on,
page,
guys.
but I'm trying. Hopefully, I'm actually still got people who can see us on Twitch and
Oh
YouTube,
yeah,
but
still live.
uh, we're it's it's difficult for me to open up with a mess, which this is actually cleaner than what it was a couple hours ago or a couple
Yeah.
days ago, technically, but not much. We've been making it worse and better depending on the time. Uh, because with, with the car lift here, it wasn't as bright as it is now.
We'll get you there.
Yeah, it's it's difficult to show the mess, but I guess it's required. Welcome in, Sean Doan. We it's hard for me to at least to show the mess, because you always want it to be perfectly clean, like the other YouTube shops you see. You know
I take offense to that.
what? Oh, it's your shop's perfectly clean, or is it other YouTube shops?
Have you seen have you never seen the shop when I've shown it?
I've seen your shop. A lot of people you look at on YouTube doesn't look like they've ever done a job in their shop in their life, but uh, and I get it. I want mine to look like that. I want it to be, perfect, and it never will be.
I want mine to be utter chaos that I organize and use because there's nothing like. It's cool if people make stuff for TV. That's not what I make. I make stuff that so we can work on stuff. And the problem is that projects get shelved or projects get stalled, and you got to work on something else.
And that's actually where I always wondered, which I've always got get better with my tools and stuff, but I I don't understand how people can like work with 1/4 inch drives is probably the one I leave out the most. One set of sockets and only one set of sockets of that size because like I'll leave it here, go do another job and leave my tools sitting right there next to that job to get back in a couple hours.
Yep.
I'll have 20 jobs going. It, at the same time a lot of days. Now I'll pick up my tool 20.
Sure.
I'm not slob,
Well, you know the
but
5S system, right? The Toyota
uh,
system, the 5S. It's one of the things that
but I
you know that I grew up on was like having to be able to clean up my stuff and then prep for the next job. That's why I used a lot of those rolling cabinets, like what you have there. Is I'd have a rolling cabinet with a bench top vise, and then I'd have my tools laid out for the project. It's the same reason why I ask for service guides on machines, and they don't make them. But then you can have everything you need ahead of time, and then if you get into trouble, you use it.
what I've got is which this is piled too, a rolling cart. So I can get it over enough.
Yep,
So forward the way it is. Let me see here. Go back to the. Oh, it's wrong way.
look at how fancy he is. He's got a super fancy camera. He's got to push buttons to move.
See, I've got a little rolling cart. This pile of stuff as I'm moving stuff around, but
Yep,
I take that over to the job and lay the tools out mostly.
yep.
But there's
Those wooden
a
those wooden
bench.
top cabinets you have on the left hand side or your right, yeah, your left hand side of the shop is very common and very good. That's and a lot of people will turn those into workbenches, mobile workbenches, because then you can have, for example, if you got a 1/4 inch drive set, there's a drawer full of 1/4 inch drive, 3/8 drive, 1/2 inch drive, and then if you've got a big box, you put out 1 inch drive in there, and then it lets you, and then on the other side you do wrenches. It's totally up to whatever makes you comfortable. But like I said, like I think that other than your shop needing like organization, I think it's perfect. I think it'd be awesome to see you work on a project right there, right in front of the stove.
And
I
that
think.
is, it's probably more organized than you think. It's just a little bit of a mess because they're moving.
Yeah, look at all the space
See,
you
my
got, man.
problem is I'll get to where I've got like 6 different torque wrenches for torque. This is the torque wrench drawer. Is I'll go everything from, and yes, I do like the old bars.
Oh,
Style
deflection bar.
torque wrenches.
Yeah, deflection
Yeah,
bar.
it's a 300 foot-pound torque wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deflection bar's okay.
Uh,
Clickers are the most common these days.
I've got a couple digitals. I actually like the deflection bar.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's uh something I like, so I keep them.
Yeah.
This one here's puller drawers. A lot of them.
Yeah, but those
Yeah.
cabinets, those black cabinets on your right, if they were back to back and you put a worktop on top of them, they're perfect. And I know you've got torque
And
wrenches
that's
in there, but I think that would be a perfect little workstation, or just one.
and that's what I'm debating. I'm taking the top off, putting a top across both, put them back to get back to back, and stick them out in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
Then I could have something similar to where I don't have to pile my current bench.
Well, because the one
And
you
it
have now is
open
an
up some
open
space.
top, and those open tops, the problem is you got nothing to work on it. Whereas those flat top, what are those, 8 drawers or 10 drawers? When you put them together, or you just have one that moves around, that's your workbench. You put a little vise on top of that, probably a 3 inch or 8 inch vise on there, and you're good to go. Like I said,
Technically in a shop this size, one of the greatest things in the world, portable vise
yeah.
on a stand. I know it's not a vise for like a that you're used to, but that
Well,
basically
that's a double head, right? That's a pipe and square jaw.
yes.
Yeah. What's wrong with
But
that?
I'm talking about you don't want to hammer on it like you would a
No,
post vise,
but
but you wouldn't on anything on a bench anyway.
it's just to hold something
But
while you try to turn something free. But a pipe, a double-headed square jaw pipe, that's awesome because then if you're doing pneumatic fittings or whatever, steel like black pipe, just flip it over, put it in there because the other option is a chain vise, right? And
I got a
that's
chain vise on the other side,
sure,
but
but you know what I'm saying, right? Like,
typically this I very rarely use a pipe because the chain's a little better.
yeah, but
Uh,
no, I think you have all the tooling. I just think you need to sink your
but
teeth into a
I wouldn't have one on a
on a stand, yeah.
I do, and first project's cleaning. That's why I came out here today,
Yeah.
is to get this opened up to where I can, and get some of this organized. Let's see. Well, if I want to show a mess, let me see here.
I can't stay, Bob. I'm sorry. I have another podcast I'm doing tonight,
Oh,
but I
that's
figured
fine.
I'd come in, give you some time. But like I say, like I think you're too hard on yourself. I think it is the usual that everyone has is you got too much stuff on the floor. You need some shelves. Either make your own shelves, weld them up, or buy them, or get them as scrap. But I think that's what's getting you, because the tools on the floor is what bothers people. And then yeah, I think you're golden, man. When are you going to be live again so I can come see? Yeah, see what's wrong with all this. This looks good to me. You might have some junk in there, but that's what a grinder's for.
That's this cove.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
show
great.
another show mess. That's where those are or the stuff on the floor is going. I just got to get that cleared out. The
Yeah,
tools on the floor are just looking for homes that where their homes went away,
yeah,
essentially. That's why I'm
yeah.
said cleaning. I guess you're going on Dad's garage, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Probably.
I just have a standing agreement
Oh,
to
that's
be over
fine.
there. So,
Oh,
um,
keep your current agreement. I wasn't trying to
No,
necessarily.
no.
I said I was
I
going
think
a
I
lot.
think this is super. I
So
think this is super exciting. So when are you going to be on Sunday? Are we looking at this on
I'm
Sunday?
going to be on Sunday. I don't probably about 6 o'clock Sunday night.
So what's that
I
Pacific?
Yeah, no, Central.
Okay,
Be
so
5
3 p.m.
o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah, your time. Because you're on
Yeah.
the West Coast, right?
Yeah. So I just need to know what Pacific time it is. So about 3 p.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
3 p.m. your time.
Am I
We'll
coming in
be
for Maker
on.
Host again?
You can.
All right.
We'll be welcome in. I'll be. Yeah, that, because I got to get back Sunday night. Uh, got a standing now appointment to work on my mother's stuff every Sunday now.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank
So,
you for having me.
uh,
I have to go, but it's always a
yep.
pleasure, my friend. And I just love the show. I can't wait to start seeing you build some stuff. Like I said, you got to pick a little project to start while you're doing your cleaning and stuff, and then I think that's wonderful. And thank you for sharing. It's so cool to see your shop.
Well, thank you for joining me. Hope you have a good evening.
All right, love you, brother. You be safe.
For those that are here, any questions? I mean, that's basically I somewhat showing my mess. I said I'd stream Friday. What? Show my mess? Yes.
Step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Admit you have a mess.
Admit you have a problem, then fix the problem. Is the steps we're going for. The
Funny.
yeah.
Job when I was first time.
Uh,
You have a new role.
yeah. Yeah. And some of this is piled in here because we're moving the homes that this stuff came from.
Take a lot to move your car lift.
Yeah.
And the garage is stuff full.
So we are in the process of cleaning. We may live stream some of this. I don't know. Um, Sandy's still a little apprehensive of live streaming, and she's typically out here. But we will be working on that.
It's gonna take a while. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a year before at best before it ever looks like I want it to.
Let's see, so, cause you're gonna change your mind. I think 5 times over.
Yeah. But as I said, welcome or figured pull the band-aid off, show my mess that I'm working on. And yeah. Friday nights are going to be out here for a while. And maybe a day or because we can work them in. I don't know what days yet.
You're gonna keep Sundays for right now for a little bit, aren't you? Depending on holidays.
Well, the first Sunday of next month, I can't.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
As I promised my mother the car shows.
Yeah.
So
Dream for 5 minutes at a rush.
we're going to try.
They're little car shows, they're not like massive ones, right?
Yeah, they're just small car shows.
Yeah. I mean, it's when you get into hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of cars.
It really is a shame we can't stream frog volleys, but we can't get any internet signal.
And there's too many people in one area.
Yeah. I mean, there's 5,000 cars last year, if I remember reading it right.
I think it's quite complicated.
Oh, yeah. So anybody that does, I've not actually gone and voted for it myself, so I need to. Um, anybody can take a look at Cruising Girls cow model. I'm going to try reposting that. Maybe I can for anybody on YouTube. If you can, if you're free, go ahead and please do that. Try. Where is this posted? She's competing in the Things contest. Any vote help or all votes help. I will be going in and liking it. Actually, we need to, or is that today's the day the contest ended, didn't it?
Earlier.
Okay, so
Well, unless I change it, because I changed a lot of things. Yeah, yeah.
if you're dropping in viewers, and so it's basically gonna be a quick stream. Let me see if there's anybody I can raid out to. I'm going to raid Bearded Printer because I never have. I did not know he was streaming on Friday nights. Yes. Also, anytime you can make a mine, it does help me in the long run. Please stop in and say hi if you don't know Beardy. He's definitely a cool streamer. I was not aware he streamed on Friday nights.